Boa noite, gente. Segundinho.
Next time we're in New Atlantis, we are overdue.
I got the playoff game recorded. I can grab some chunks. It was a hell of...
No spoilers, Jesus. I've stopped watching SSNN because I don't want to know who won.
You might want to avoid looking at the New Atlantis billboards then.
We need to watch that game soon before I go crazy.
Bem-vindos a Starfield.
What's new?
Deixa eu ver se eu já descarreguei. Sim, já descarreguei. Ok.
Ship's good. Buckle up and let's go.
Apogee kick complete. Orbit steady.
Vamos decidir para onde iremos agora. Fire photon torpedoes. I am firing torpedo. What's up, Gator? Not much. Okay. Cheyenne, Sagan, Arcturus, Mufrid. Let's go to Seoul. Of course. Oh yeah, I have to go somewhere. We did go to Mars. I'll go to Mars again. Mars has been pretty much depleted of stuff. Into the load screen.
Smooth jump.
This
Nice
is
one.
United Colony Space. Maintain current course while we scan for contraband. You're cleared to land. Enjoy your stay at Sidonia.
Check out Uranus. I will check out Uranus. Oh, excuse me. I will check out Uranus.
This place is just dripping with that good old United Colonies flavor.
Yeah, this guy's not a fan of the
My whole
United
life's a
Colonies.
bubble. We still haven't really tamed Mars.
Keep a lookout. Notify us if you see anything suspicious.
I mean, I'm pretty suspicious.
Ever been to Aquila? Those security uniforms are way cooler than anything we've got.
Things have been pretty quiet around here lately. Usually means someone's up to something. We just haven't found out what yet. Sergeant Booth at your service. If you have a security-related concern, bring it up to me. Not if I've got anything to say about it. For real, though. I don't know if it's because everyone's too busy working, or if it's because of the military presence.
Hurry up
Crime's
to
pretty
something.
low. We get the occasional
Funny
drunk
story,
brawl,
I'm actually
petty
wanted.
thefts and stuff, but Sidonia ain't exactly a hotbed of crime. We're not Neon. Be seeing you around.
Stay away from the Sixth Circle unless you're a minor. Or at least, don't come crying to me if anything happens to you.
Welcome to Sidonia Security. I'm Commander Vincent Woodard, Chief of Planetary Security and former head of the Red Devils program here on Mars. I tend to deal with security at a high governmental level, whereas my associate Booth over there handles day-to-day security issues. So if you're looking to report a minor crime or misdemeanor, see him. But if there's something I can help you with, feel free to ask. Only the finest bunch of soldiers to ever grace the UC with their service. Of course, I may be biased as a Red Devil myself, and head of the program. Well, former, I should say. Program's been defunct since the armistice that ended the colony wars. It put a stop to any and all Xeno warfare. I fought to keep them operational here, but the top brass concluded that without their unique alien bioweapon training, there was no need for a separate elite soldier program. Still do, technically. I'm a naval commander, but they've got me here pushing pencils ever since the Red Devils disbanded. I pull double duty, aiding in recruitment and serving as the Sidonia Security Chief, representing the UC. If you ask me, though, nothing's been the same since the Red Devils' glory days. All the goddamn time. It's been about 20 years, but every time a new recruit crosses my desk, I size them up and wonder if they have what it takes to be a Red Devil. I'd give my left thumb to recruit fresh devils again, but it'd take nothing short of a miracle to convince the top brass to reinstate the program. Bye for now.
I mean, there's no need for that kind of stuff again,
My
so...
buddy Mitch keeps asking if I can help him out with something, but I just don't have the time.
Hey, it's my personal savior. Thanks again for the assist. Hey, good to see you again. Still think there might be room for me on your crew?
Oh yeah, I did try to recruit him.
Okay, I'm game. I could use a break from the Sol system.
Can I put him in the frontier? I can't. I need to level up.
Give me a few to get my things together. Then I'll get to work. See you in the space lanes, Captain.
I really need to
use a break. People always ask me what I think about mining. It rocks. God, I'm so tired.
Been in the Vanguard a long time. The faces change, but bad guys are still bad guys, you know.
Howdy.
Multiple security chief. Oh, I will need one
It's not
soon.
easy living in Cydonia.
Soon enough.
Can't believe we're still pulling up huge mineral deposits after all this time.
Oh, it's you! What can I do you for? Oh, well, I guess I'm a dreamer. Always have been. My head in the nebula, as my dad would say. But I'm not cut out for the independent life, not really. But I want to be a part of all this, so here I am, helping people achieve their dreams, doing my part to make the universe a better place. Maybe with a smidge of living vicariously through the people I meet doing this. Like yourself. I like to imagine I've somehow become a small part of your adventures. Stop it, you. Not while I'm on the clock, anyway. Though I'm always on the clock. Thanks anyway, though. You're too kind. Oh, sure, certainly. Bring me suitable planetary data scans for planets and moons that have O2 atmospheres and signs of life, and I'll pay you appropriately. The more habitable, the more I'll pay you for them. And you'll earn an immediate commission for anyone you sign up to the list. No need to return to me, we'll send the credits directly. Keep your ears open for people who sound like they need a change of pace or a fresh start. Bars are usually good places to overhear people complaining about things. That's why I hang out in them. So no for share. Take care.
So we need to find...
A friend offered me a nice, cushy office job, but I'm making double out here in the Cydonia mines. Joke's on them.
We need to find planets that are livable.
Well then, what can I do you for?
Caçador de recompensa, e eu tenho uma recompensa na minha cabeça. Residencial de Sidônia. Tinha mais alguma coisa pra gente fazer aqui?
This, old stories, old planet.
We got lots of stuff. Just ask.
Mark in the middle of a busy spaceport. Although no one was injured except the tracker's target, this newest spate of violence has renewed the call for stricter regulation of the tracker's alliance. The alliance released a press statement saying that the mark was accurate and the tracker in question didn't hurt anyone. But if history is any judge, it's only a matter of time before an incident occurs with a more tragic outcome.
I'm gonna submit those.
Deimos. They make one hell of a ship.
I don't know about it.
Oh.
It's amazing how smoothly our mining operations run with me in charge. I can't recall the last time we've had any major issues. Do you work for me? It's hard to keep track these days.
A friendly reminder that throwing litter off the balconies is prohibited. Please use an authorized waste receptacle.
Careful near the railings on the upper levels. It's a long way down.
Pardon me.
Careful, we're working on some delicate stuff around here.
Eu sei que vocês estão trabalhando num negócio de nave. Tudo aqui é da Deimos.
You should have seen the ship that came in yesterday. Looked like it fought the whole Crimson Fleet.
Consider this unit always on the job.
Certo.
Anything I can help you with?
Não vou modificar a minha nave.
Me? You want to talk to me?
Wayland Parker.
Nothing bad happens today. Well, I guess I am. The thing is, I get injured on the job a lot. Nothing too serious. I've lost a few fingers and toes and stuff. And, well, I have to go see Dr. Flynn a lot for treatment. I'm pretty sure she's annoyed and sick of seeing me. I don't blame her. I've been thinking about writing her a letter of apology, but I have no idea where to even start. I don't want to come across as weird or annoying. No? Oh, I mean, was that too frank? I don't know. I mean, the job pays well, but it's dangerous and hard work. I hurt myself a lot, too. I'm definitely looking forward to my contract being up so I can leave. But I don't really know what I'll do after. Oh, man, this is all so stressful.
O fato que você tem um nome significa que em algum momento eu vou te recrutar. Ok, de volta à minha nave.
Here comes Joff. We're home.
Ok, vamos explorar. Mars Mech Factory. Gas giant, frozen, deep freeze, Earth. Let's go to Earth. No fauna, no flora, no water. Earth is dead. Titan. New homestead.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. And we're done. Feel free to land.
Will do.
Welcome to New Homestead. Please make your way to the building at the end of the path and down into the colony below. Stay safe and enjoy your visit.
Thank you. Extreme code.
Happy to stay here a while. Lots to look at.
Living history exhibit. But these are real people. So please be kind to them.
Careful. There are some dangerous areas around here that are not part of any tours.
It's so cold here. I guess I should have expected that.
Hello.
Hello.
Enjoy your visit here.
You get used to the methane processing smell after a while.
Oh.
We Titans are hardy people. You'd have to be to live in a place like this. We get a lot of tourists out this way, but most of them aren't so bold as to strike up conversations with us. What's your deal? You seem genuine enough. So what can I do for you? Well, for one, it's my wife Mara's farm. I just had the good fortune of marrying into it. It's been in her family for generations. We're the best source of fresh produce in the colony. Not like that processed junk we get from off-world, and certainly nothing like that eyesore chunks. From what I know about farming elsewhere, it's largely the same. Big difference is that we need to import or make our own soil. And we need to be extra careful with our temperature control. Titan's surface is frozen, and it's not much better just below it with the ice caves. Then it's just a matter of artificial sunlight and supplying CO2 for the crops. It's not too challenging. No worries. You have yourself a day now.
Yeah, friendly enough.
Running this farm with my family for the sake of our little colony is one of the greatest pleasures in life.
I can barely see our face.
Someone new. Are you a tourist, or have you just moved to New Homestead? Well, don't be afraid to soak in some of the local charm then. We're friendly people, mostly, and we like having visitors. I'm fascinated by the other worlds in the settled systems. Do you mind if I ask you a question? Oh, wonderful. What's New Atlantis like? Oh my, that sounds incredible. Ever since I overheard one of the tourists speaking about it, I've always wanted to go. We hear about it, of course, but we rarely get much exposure to other worlds beyond the people who come from them to visit our little colony. I wonder if I can convince Nathaniel to go on a trip there with me and our daughter. Do you mind if I ask you another question? Thanks. I promise not to take too much of your time. Is the Freestar Collective as lawless as I've heard? I figured the stories weren't all true. How else would you expect people to live together if you can't trust in laws to keep everyone safe? Even in a small community like ours, we have to maintain law and order. Though, I understand it gets difficult to always protect that out in the vastness of space. I imagine it's the same in the Freestar Collective. Is it okay if I change the subject?
I have a lot of questions.
Oh, thank you. Are there really planets full of plants, fresh air, and water? I've read about them. It seems incredible, doesn't it? I've only ever known Titan, and it's always so cold and drab. I've always dreamed of visiting one to breathe the air, feel the warmth of its sun, but my husband is reluctant to leave our home. Can I ask you something else?
He has so many questions.
Oh, wonderful. Is space travel as exciting as it seems? I've heard stories about pirates and spaceship malfunctions and all sorts of terrible things. I've always wanted to try going into space, but I'm also worried about all those dangers. Maybe people here are right. The dangers here are few, and we know how to take care of them. Space is too unknown. Those are all the questions I have at the moment. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day for me.
Okay. Anytime.
Someone's got to talk to Joyce about these brownouts.
Sure would be nice to get off-world sometime.
Oh, I do that a lot.
My papa doesn't really like me talking to the tourists, but how else am I going to learn about out there? Hello? I'm not really supposed to talk with tourists, but I kind of want to anyway. And I don't think my papa is paying attention. You're not going to tell him, are you? Oh, thank you! I promise it'll be fun. I like talking to tourists. I get to learn so much about everywhere else, and they get to learn about here. Now what should we talk about? Not really. There's some, though. Most are around my age. We all go to school in the same room. My mama says it's because he thinks we'd up and leave if we found out about the rest of the worlds out there. But I keep telling him, I love it here, and I love him, and I would never leave him. He doesn't believe it. He says the kids almost always want to leave when they grow up. But not me. Nope. I just want to visit somewhere else. Maybe.
Sure.
I think it's pretty fun. And I get to be around my mama and my papa all day, so that's cool. They say we all have to work a little, because it takes all of us to make the community work. Just like on Earth a really, really, really long time ago. Someday, I think it'd be cool to see other places and do other things, but this is fine for now. I don't know. I've never been to any other schools. We mostly learn about the history of the Sol system and Earth and stuff like that, until we get old enough to go on our learning vacation. That's when we get to leave to go to school somewhere else for a few years, or travel and visit other worlds, try out jobs and stuff. Oh, I can't wait. Bye!
You end up leaving this place. Com certeza você vai sair desse lugar. New Homestead. Chunks. Okay, thank you. Ooh, bounty clearance, mission board. Nice.
Very informative. I didn't know about the methane harvesters before coming here.
The Brown Horse Tavern, was it, huh? The food was better than I expected from a backwoods planet like this.
It has a quaint charm, doesn't it?
Just like the rest of New Homestead.
Well, I hope you'll come back and see us again sometime, and I hope you'll consider another Starsap tour. Tell your friends.
Bye. We will. Thanks again.
Excuse me, Bill. You've got to do a better job of keeping your tour groups out of trouble.
What do you mean?
That little boy almost wound up on my operating table. Claudio said he was playing with some of the machinery down by the mines and nearly got his arm stuck inside. It could have been ripped off.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, kids, little troublemakers. I'll tell the guests to be more careful.
Damn right. You've got to do something, or else next time it happens, I'm billing you personally.
Yeesh.
Que bordel, mulher.
It's a little weird that people come here to see what early colony life was like. To me, it's just how we live.
Why, hello there! I'm Bill Starsap of Starsap Tours. Let me tell you, this place is full of history and interesting facts. For instance, did you know that New Homestead was one of the first colonies established outside of Earth? It's been populated in some capacity for over 200 years. Well, there's plenty more where that came from if you're interested in taking one of my famous tours. So what do you say? I've got an opening. I could take you on a tour right now if you'd like.
To do this.
Definitely check out the Brown Horse Tavern. Good food, great atmosphere. Avoid spending too much time outdoors. It's freezing out there. Any more than that, and well, I'd be giving away the tour for free. Why would I want a tour of New Homestead, he says. Well, let me tell you, New Homestead is living history. These people are direct descendants of some of the first settlers to leave Earth. If you've ever wanted to know what that early colonial life was like, this is your chance to embark on a fun-filled exhibition unlike any other. Excellent! You won't regret it. My tours are one of a kind. Now, there's just the matter of price. The going rate for a genuine Starsap tour is only 100 credits. Great! Let's get this show on the road, eh?
Sem créditos é literalmente nada.
This is New Homestead's main concourse. This underground area didn't exist when the original outpost, Titan Astro Base, was finished in 2130. Follow me. We'll come back here by the end of the tour and talk about the museum collection. But first, let's go see where people live. Now remember, these people aren't actors. They actually live here, so try to be respectful of that. While the original inhabitants of the Titan Astro Base lived in pods like you saw up above, they transitioned down here when this section of the base was finished in 2144. Space is extremely limited, so you'll notice some overflow here, but more residences also exist on lower levels, which are inaccessible to tours. I'll stop at each of our destinations if you want to look around, or if you have any questions for me. Have any questions so far? I'm not sure the exact count, but New Homestead is a fairly small colony. What you see is what you get for the most part, except for some other people who live in the private lower levels. Some, particularly security, and yours truly, even commute from other worlds. Sadly, it's difficult to get additional construction done inside these underground caverns. So for now, additional populations are housed in these stacks of old shipping crates. As you might expect, this is where some of the less wealthy can afford to live. It's not glamorous, but they are functional and cozy.
So, glorified neon. Gotcha.
Alrighty. We'll be taking the residential elevator to the farms area on the surface level. This way, please.
Well, I've been to the
Leave these
farms.
good people alone for now and go check out the farms. Follow me up the elevator.
You don't want to get hurt or sick around here. Dr. Lakota really doesn't care for tourists. Wish someone could convince her otherwise.
So she's a dick. Extreme code.
Those folks in Sidonia may be closer to Earth, but we do a better job preserving its traditions.
New Homestead's farms are the beating heart of the colony. Without them, the original outpost would have shriveled and died. These pods are sealed and climate controlled, the perfect environment for growing the hydroponic vegetation needed for survival in the early days of the colony.
Thanks again for taking the time to answer questions for me. I learned a lot from you.
Any questions about the farms?
All sorts of cool animals? Actually, lots of planets do. But not this one.
Good question. It's largely the same, because this was the colony that pioneered the techniques you see elsewhere. But you'll notice that the farms here are smaller and staffed by humans, not robots. Things here are a little more old-fashioned compared to some of the large factory farms you'll find elsewhere in the settled systems. These days, it's a mix of what you find elsewhere in the galaxy, but in the olden days, it was all brought over from Earth. It was a lot of hardy root vegetables like potatoes, carrots, beets, and such, supplemented with corn, peas, green beans, soy, etc., which didn't always grow as well. Onward it is! We'll be stopping by the Brown Horse Tavern later in the tour, which uses many of these locally sourced ingredients in their cooking. But for now, it's just a short way to our next stop. Follow me! So, the old biolabs are just on the other side of this building, believe it or not. We'll step on through the hallway there. They're not in use anymore, but the colony has faithfully recreated them as a historical exhibit, true to the original purpose of the Titan Astrobase. Sadly, they're undergoing some light renovation. Otherwise, there'd be interactive activities for kids to learn about how they used to search for microbial life here.
We used to get more tourists than we do these days.
Don't stay outside for too long here on Titan. You'll freeze solid without the proper protection.
Pardon the dust, but I can still answer some questions about the old Titan Astrobase biolabs. Oh, I'm sorry. I completely forgot to mention that. That's what this place was originally called. When NASA divested its interest in the Astrobase and turned it over to the people back in 2185, they renamed it New Homestead and established it as a historical site. Funny you should ask. Sadly, none.
Fala, Zé, boa noite.
NASA funded the Titan Astrobase project because conditions seemed
Caro,
right
nada.
for
257 pila.
Titan's methane pools. They tested many different sites, performed deep core ice drilling, and more, yet nothing turned up. Well, NASA defunded the xenobiology program in 2132,
Só isso.
but a scientist
Só
by
rim.
the name of Catherine Neely
cartão que
proposed
sofre.
research into advanced colony building on inhospitable worlds. So, by 2135, work began on what would ultimately set us all up to create habitats anywhere humans dared to explore. These very labs housed the computer systems used in that research. That and general storage for the colony. Lots of storage. You got it. On to our next stop. Next, we'll be heading outside, so make sure to check those seals on your suit.
Ô, Zé, valeu
because
pelos 8 meses, mano.
chilly out there. We're going out into the frozen wastes of Titan to see what powers this planet. Watch your step outside, by the way. The ice can be slippery if you're not careful. The goal is to keep people out of Dr. Lakota's infirmary.
Tá quase nascendo. O mano... Ah, tá. O maluco transformou na minha frente, velho.
Anyway, where were we? Oh, yes. Powering New Homestead. As you might imagine, generating energy was a real challenge back in the day because the technology was much more crude then. But crude or not, it was that technology that sustained the old Astro base. And it might surprise you to learn that the same technology is still working today. The interesting thing about this old colony is that it's mostly powered by clean, renewable energy. You'll see one of the methods used on the horizon up ahead. That's right! New Homestead's famous wind farms! This spot was chosen for the colony in part because of its constant winds. These turbines have been integral to the colony's function.
Aquela ali não tá funcionando muito bem, não.
Mostly reliable source of electricity.
Tá tentando, mas não tá funcionando, não. NPC nunca anda rápido? Não, só quando eles querem correr. E muito.
So,
Ei,
let's
mestre.
talk about wind power, shall we? You're right. Most surface wind on Titan isn't too terribly strong, but here, the altitude and other conditions are perfect for sustained wind power. Like many worlds
Aqui é turismo, né,
the
então
higher you go, the windier
ele
it
não
gets.
corre.
Mostly. I'm sure you've noticed the occasional brownouts. I guess these old machines have a habit of freezing up, what with all the ice out here. There's some methane on reserve for critical life support systems, but everything else here is otherwise powered by the units you see here. You're the boss. Let's go. Moving right along, we're going
Voltaremos
to
para
learn
ver isso
about
depois.
Titan's great natural resources. Titan is rich with hydrocarbons like methane and ethane. Surely you saw huge pools of the stuff on your descent into New Homestead. I like to think they add to the natural beauty of this world. Though, of course, stay away from them because, like anything beautiful, they can be dangerous. Just like my last ex-wife's pet. She had this gorgeous, I don't know what you'd call it, creature. The guy that sold it to her couldn't tell her what it was or where it was from. I don't think it was even a legal sell, to be honest. The thing was very easy on the eyes. Feathers, all the colors of the rainbow. Nasty bite, though. Wound up in the hospital and almost lost my hand. Still not enough for her to get rid of the dang thing. Anyway, there's a reason she's my ex-wife. But enough about me. We were talking about methane and other resources, right?
Os negócios de gás de hidrogênio igual o Space Engineers.
Can you believe it? Back in the 20th century on Earth, they used to fight wars over natural resources like this and petroleum. They have this whole moon here basically made of hydrocarbons in their own backyard. They just couldn't get to it. Incredible how far we've come. New Homestead is home to one of the oldest and largest methane processing plants in the settled systems. Every year, UC engineers go through a painstaking, month-long maintenance process. That's how this place has remained operational as long as it has. I'm not going to take you too close to the machinery, liability and all, but I can still answer questions. Questions? Fire away! Ah, it's not as if they shut down for a month. It's not shut down at all, actually. See, this place is built with redundant systems, so they can shut it down piece by piece and suffer only a reduction in throughput. During that time, the UC gets more of its resources from other places, allowing New Homestead to maintain what it needs. Okie dokie, artichoke. There will be time for more later anyway. So, this next stop is a bit of an interesting one. I only recently made it part of the tour.
Oh god.
Fun fact, it's also the only natural landmark on the tour. What we're about to see is a glacial spire we affectionately call Ymir's Horn. This colus used to be named after a character in a popular fantasy novel, but it was changed a couple hundred years ago to avoid any potential litigation. Now, what's a colus, you might say? Colus derives from the Latin word for hill, and scientists only gave names to groups of hills on a planet's surface. So in reality, the term you hear more often is the plural, coles, with an E. You probably don't hear it very often where you're from, because it was usually a term reserved for unexplored planets, back when they didn't have the technology to describe what they were seeing firsthand. Because of that, the term is much more common in the Sol system, but you may still hear it occasionally in reference to uncharted worlds. This planet's full of them, though, and they like to preserve that history here. So here it is, Ymir's Horn. You're free to take a closer look if you like. How about that? You really know your stuff. Maybe you should be the one giving the tour. I kid. I'm not sure. I heard someone say that before. Something about the worn-down remains of an ancient volcano producing ice via steam? I don't know. It sounds like you understand this stuff better than I do. Excellent. On to the next stop, then. So, we're gonna head back inside, through the methane processing plant. Try not to touch anything on your way. We want to make sure to...
Se essa tour não desse XP, eu não faria.
That brings me to another point. You'll notice the people around here have last names related to where their families originated from on Earth, as a way to remember the past. The
Tem co-op? Não. Starfield é 100% single player.
You can find him inside the main concourse. Loves talking about it. You'll find most of the locals here are very friendly to tourists like yourself. Tourism is a major draw to this colony.
Mas isso é marca registrada da maioria dos jogos da Bethesda, né, cara? Fallout 4 não teve, Skyrim não teve. Eles sempre se especializaram em coisas single player. E eu não sou contra, não. Tem nego dropando desse jogo. Eu não vi ninguém dropando, tô vendo a galera curtindo. É bem o contrário que eu tenho visto. O pessoal tá falando muito bem. O nego tá dropando por bobeira, tipo, ai, você escolhe seus pronomes, ai, agenda de esquerda. Ah, cala a boca, galera, na moral.
This area we're
Graça
walking
par de bola.
through is the nerve center of the plant, where technicians keep an eye on the operation. Since methane production is such an important part of the colony's livelihood, it's important that the techs notice any issues and react to them quickly.
Eu nem ouvi falar disso aí, ô Denis, e eu tô acompanhando de perto, mano.
It's a natural spring where water
Parte da exploração? A parte da exploração é simplística, velho. Mas eles falaram que não ia ser nada, oh meu Deus. Isso aqui não é Elite Dangerous, não. O pessoal foi achando que era Elite Dangerous, que você vai a 4 bilhões de planetas verificar e escanear a coisa. Totalmente fora da casinha. Sério, cara, tem nego falando que o negócio de pronome é... Como é que fala? Ai, ambiguidade de gêneros, e isso é a agenda da esquerda, velho. Masculinidade frágil é foda, viu?
What else can I tell you about the ice mines? all. Some water is created as a byproduct of methane processing, but that's usually saved in the emergency reserves. Sounds good. Let's keep going then. We have just one more stop before we're done with the tour, and it just happens to be my favorite. This colony is home to the longest-running establishment still in existence, the Brown Horse Tavern. The Brown Horse started as a simple mess hall for the scientists and workers when the underground was built, but it's been operated by the same family ever since. Now, what's a horse, you might say? They were a large four-legged animal on Earth, often used for transportation or manual labor. Long before space travel was even a dream for the folks of Earth, even before antique machines like automobiles were possible, horses could be found everywhere. You might have seen them in old movies or read about them somewhere. If not, I highly recommend looking into them sometime. They're beautiful animals. The tavern's original owner was infatuated with them, from what I understand, and named the place in their honor.
I'm just glad
The moniker, Brown Horse Tavern, is also a throwback to names of similar Earth restaurants hundreds of years before it was established.
The tourists hated that. Well, Joyce says she's on it. Something.
That delicious smell is making me hungry. Can I answer anything about the Brown Horse? Anya Seattle is the current owner of the Brown Horse. It's been in the Seattle family for generations. But Anya will be able to tell you more herself. Feel free to ask her. It doesn't feel right coming from me when she's standing right over there. Ooh, that's a tough one. I honestly love everything Anya serves here. I'd be doing her a disservice to recommend one dish over another. You want the real answer? Order one of everything. Okay then. All right, we're headed to the last stop. Right back where we began. Feel free to check out the museum.
O jogo até sair o Forza mês que vem. É uma boa. Esse mês ainda tem expansão do Cyberpunk, lançamento do Cities Skyline 2.
Happy to talk about the collection. The museum's curator, Maurice, will be happy to talk to you if you want to know more. Well, that's that. I hope you enjoyed Starsap Tours as much as I enjoy giving them. Oh, wow. I really appreciate it. You know, I rely on tips from good people like you, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Enjoy the rest of your stay in New Homestead.
The old guy deserves it. This new homestead's a hoot.
Take care!
É o que eu tava falando, né? Esse mês ainda tem a expansão do Cyberpunk e tem lançamento do Cities Skyline 2. Tá rodando bem aí, mano, tranquilo. Tipo, obviamente que em áreas que tem muita gente, igual a cidade de New Atlantis e tal, fica lerdinho, tipo, ele cai pra tipo uns 30 frames por segundo. Mas ele roda liso, assim. É 30 frames por segundo fixo, mano. Então, Skyline vai ser do caralho. É da hora esse museu de coisas da Terra. Olha os computador gamer! Olha um Macintosh. Computadores gamer.
Hello there. The museum here is free to everyone. Hello there. Are you here to peruse our little museum exhibit? Wonderful. These are all rare artifacts from before the collapse of Earth. There isn't much of this stuff left outside of private collections, but here we're happy to share a glimpse of them with the public. If you have any questions about the exhibit or New Homestead, I'm happy to answer as best as I can. It's an interesting story. New Homestead began as a scientific research base called the Titan Astrobase, back when space travel was in its infancy. The hope was that humanity would be able to discover simple alien life here given the moon's composition and water supply. When that ultimately failed, it was repurposed as a colony research base, where scientists and engineers studied how to build colonies on inhospitable worlds. Then, finally, when gravity drives were commonplace and we started finding Earth-like planets, New Homestead was born as a living history community to preserve that past. Thanks for visiting.
Eu acho que eu já vi tudo que interessava nessa área. Eu não tô a fim de pegar nenhuma quest aqui. Apesar que tem missões aqui. Deixa eu ver o que tem nas missões. Destroy the Crimson Fleet. Kill the Pirate Marauder on Mithras. Signal Amplifiers. Survey in... esse aqui é interessante. Guia da List. 8K pela missãozinha. Ok, bora lá.
Welcome to New Homestead.
Eu tô de saída, minha filha.
Lots of history here, if you're into that sort of thing.
We take vandalism seriously here. You do not mess with history.
Lord's green. Ready for what comes next.
Sorry. I was lost in a memory for a moment there. How can I help?
Liftoff initiated, Captain. Time to venture into that beautiful sky. Red apogee, surrounded by stars and the vastness of space.
É longinho.
Fracking humans that survived being hurtled through space
I apologize
once
for
more.
coming over this emergency channel, but we are in need of assistance concerning the large ship in orbit, and we value discretion in this matter. If you are willing and able, please see me as soon as possible at the main security office in Paradiso. Over now.
Antes disso... Obrigado, senhor. Deixa eu tomar uma aguinha. Fiquei surdo. Caralho. Agradeça ao rádio dos caras que não tá funcionando, porra. Eu só tentei me comunicar com eles. É, o rádio deles tá bom. Bom, bonito e Bahia. Principalmente Bahia. Um lugarzinho pica, bicho. Ui!
Yet another nice day in Paradiso. They're all nice days, I guess.
Esses caras são UC ou são segurança local? É local.
I got my eye on you. You lost? Because you don't look like you belong here. Don't even think about trying anything.
A minha missão dizia para falar com um de vocês. Oh, wear suit or security... Ah, tá, ele tá na missão errada. What the fuck? Ah tá, vocês estão indo pra praia. Eu vou pra praia também. Ui! Ai, eu tô na praia. Chega. Vou lá, vou pescar um papacu da cabeça rosada. O famoso peixe.
Aim point reached. Orbit stable.
Deixa eu docar com esses mano aqui. Ah, nave grande, cara.
Airlock integrity looks good.
mean, you're human. Oh, we're human. From the planet Earth in the Sol System.
Oh, God. Eu tô até vendo pra onde tá vendo isso.
Oh, pardon my ignorance. We just didn't expect to find people out here. We didn't think anyone else left Earth before us.
Well, I'll be. This is like a time capsule. Except with living, breathing people. We have got to explore this ship.
Perhaps we should greet our guests.
Of course. Manners. I'm Captain Diana Brackenridge. This is Security Officer Bomani Reader. And this is Dr. Mabuti da Costa, one of our elders.
A pleasure to meet you.
You've come aboard the Earth colony ship, Constant. Generations ago, we set forth from the planet Earth with the mission of colonizing a new habitable world, in the spirit of our ancestors nearly a millennium ago. I see. As you may have presumed, we're in a bit of a bind. Our ship has finally completed its near 200-year journey from Earth, only to find our new home seemingly colonized by... well, we don't know. Communications haven't been successful, so your arrival is fortuitous. Perhaps you'd be willing to act as a middle person between ourselves and... the others. We're not entirely sure. Our engineers believe it's possible that our technology just isn't compatible with theirs. All we hear when using them to communicate with anyone is a bunch of disturbing noise. It gave me the heebie-jeebies at first. Well, the short answer is, we didn't. It's a generation ship, which is to say that most of us live long, happy lives on board and passed our mission down to our children. It was never intended that the original crew would make it to our destination. The goal was always the preservation of the human race, above all else. Though, it would seem that was perhaps a bit presumptuous. We do. Well, sort of. We saw structures using our surveying equipment. We've also seen the various ships pass us by. Some even seemed to want to communicate, but couldn't. Of course, we had no idea that they were being piloted by other humans. Ah, your question confirms one of our recent theories. It would seem that some form of faster-than-light travel or space-bending technology was invented during our long journey. That would explain why we would find people this far out into space. I guess technology leapfrogged us at some point. Interesting. I can only imagine that our predecessors didn't believe the technology would ever work, and so they made the decision to leave when they did. Oh yes, of course. Where are my manners? Now then, please follow me. There's much to discuss first. We'll speak more on the matter once we reach the bridge. Dr. DaCosta, you may return to your quarters if you wish.
Thank you.
Uau! Eles têm armas diferentes. Que da hora!
I do not believe we have need to fear our guest, but I'll allow it if you insist. Welcome to the Earth colony ship Constant. In the early 2100s, my ancestor, Rupert Brackenridge, researched a number of scientific scenarios: climate change, asteroid impact, nuclear war, global pandemic, and more. Each scenario showed the likelihood of an extinction-level event to be within 50 years. He fully believed Earth was destined to be rendered uninhabitable. We've always assumed that's what happened. So, he gathered the best and brightest he could find, built the Constant, and set a course for this planet here. We were told that it was the largest, most advanced ship ever constructed on Earth at the time. If you can believe, entire generations have been born, lived, and died on this ship. It really goes to show that there are no limits to human ingenuity and perseverance.
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any.
This whole place belongs in a museum.
Here we are.
Heck, it is a museum.
We didn't believe anyone would be out here, but I'm glad for it. I think I'm coming up on 6 years now. I was only a teenager when my father died, passing command of the ship to me, as is tradition. Because of that, I've had to sort of learn as I go along, instead of taking years of study and apprenticeship under the prior captain. I think some people on the ship resent me for not having the level of experience as my predecessors. But at the same time, without my command, we likely wouldn't have made it here so quickly. A bit frazzled, as you can imagine. People are anxious about discovering that we're not alone, and also worried about what will come to pass. While we hope we can work out a deal with the people on the surface, they seem reluctant to reach out, so there's no telling what will come of that. I do know that we can't afford to stay here in orbit forever. The ship was built to sustain us for many years with backup provisions just in case, but even that will come to an end eventually. Difficult is the wrong word. It can be both challenging at times and also exciting. Our mission was to rebuild humanity on a distant world, believing that we were Earth's last hope. To think that while there has always been a Brackenridge in the captain's chair, that I am the one to finally oversee our journey's end is truly exhilarating. But with this stumbling block in our path, at this final moment, I fear tough choices will need to be made. Well, as I mentioned, we've been unsuccessful in communications with anyone up until you arrived, though not for lack of trying. But since you're asking, maybe you'd be willing to be a sort of diplomat between us and them as we attempt to resolve our situation. Does that sound agreeable to you? We suspect that our equipment is woefully obsolete compared to whatever you all have now. In all honesty, we never expected to need to communicate with anyone, so our comms aren't particularly robust. That limits our options.
Yeah, fair enough.
We even attempted communicating with lights and sounds. Something we saw in an old movie, but I don't believe they picked up on it. If anything, it may have inadvertently alarmed them. We know there's a settlement on the planet below, meaning people were here before us. You see, we intended to settle here, but we assumed that they intend to defend their claim given their presence here. We'd like you to go speak to them on our behalf and help us negotiate a solution, preferably one that favors us. Based on the data our ancestors had when they launched this endeavor, it was determined that this was the perfect planet for us. Even if we had another viable candidate planet, we lack the resources to get there. And as you know, it took us 200 years to get here. Our people have no desire to go back to drifting the stars so their children's children can possibly settle on an inferior planet. Yes, of course. But we need to start from a firm position and state our goal. If need be, we can compromise, work out a mutually beneficial deal or some such, but initially I'd like you to be firm with them and convince them to leave the planet to us. Let me know how they respond.
Isso nunca vai acontecer, minha filha. Você chegou aqui bem depois.
We thought about it, but it simply won't do. I need to think about the distant future of our people. Sure, our first settlement may be small, but our predecessors dreamt of our new civilization spreading across the globe. That will be difficult if someone else plans to do the same. While we're not completely close to the idea of sharing, it's much easier if we have complete domain over this world.
Não vai funcionar assim, minha filha.
I'm serious. We have a rightful claim to this land, and I intend to fight for it. But as you're currently our only hope, perhaps you'll honor my request and give it your all, for the sake of some very weary travelers who have come a very long way to be here. Thank you.
Minha filha, você está fora da casinha.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
Não, eu vou mudar isso se vocês não entenderem a situação que vocês estão, minha gente. A sua paz vai virar fogo, fumaça e faíscas.
Just stay out of trouble.
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
Just because our equipment's old
Os caras chegam e já quer simplesmente mandar no planeta. Eu caí! Não, você tem que falar pra eles que a gente tem o direito de... Vai tomar no cu? De colonizar este planeta. Minha filha, você levou 200 anos pra chegar aqui, os caras já estão lá faz mó cota. Fora da casinha.
We've detached. Let's get out of here.
Colonizadores. Dá pra chamar os caras de português já. Mal chegaram, já querem mandar na barraca toda. Ou ingleses, né? Os ingleses eram piores ainda nesse sentido.
Hello, and welcome back, Mr. Tofik. I am aware that this is your 8th visit to our resort. Your repeat patronage is much appreciated. Is there any assistance I may offer you today?
Actually, a question. Usually when I come here, the shuttle takes a certain route, showing me the beauty of this world. But this time, our entries seem to take longer, and we pass by a lot more open water. Was there something wrong with our normal flight path? I heard the rumors of a ship in orbit.
Please allow me to apologize for this inconvenience. This alternate entry was required due to a meteor shower affecting the usual descent route. Nothing to worry about. To make up for this, allow me to credit your account with a 15% discount on spa amenities. Once again, we are dreadfully sorry.
It's okay, Viator. I know you're programmed to be overly concerned with your service. I just wanted to know why. But thank you for crediting my account anyway.
E é assim que você mantém os turistas quietos. Ai, que jogo feio, né? Ai, os gráficos são tão feios no Medium. Ai, como é feio. Ah? E aí, brother?
Welcome to Paradiso. Jiro Sugiyama at your service. Do you have a security concern, or is there something else I can help you with?
Neither. We're our own private force. The Paradiso group pays top dollar for top-notch security. And I dare say we're some of the best in the business. We have to be out here on the fringes of the settled systems. Something I can help you with? Ah, it has a name. Good. Then you're already familiar with the situation, I take it. Do you know what they want? I see. Best to approach this with caution, then. Whatever the case, you'll need to speak with Oliver Campbell, the CEO for the Paradiso Group. He's in charge of bringing all formal decisions before the board and helping to make calls on them. I'll let him know you're on your way.
Valeu, Sr. Sugiyama. Tem que ir por fora, provavelmente. Yep.
Everything good? We're here to help.
Valeu, truta.
Yes.
Yes. O pessoal daqui não vai gostar nem um pouquinho.
I've been saving for a week-long vacation with Cora. Swimsuits and Mai Tais. I'm counting the days.
We try to stay out of our guests' way. We're always here feeding.
Hello.
E aí, trota?
Please, let the concierge know if you...
I feel my bank account getting drained just standing here. How much is it for a night? No, don't tell me.
Have a great day.
Oh, igualmente, senhor.
Excuse me, you can't just waltz in there. Do you have an appointment? Oh, you're the one they're waiting for then. Do you need anything else from me before you meet with the board? What I could tell you would get me in a lot of trouble. Most of them are typical C-level execs. I doubt you even need to use your imagination for that. The ones that show up to work day to day, at least. I swear, I've never even met some of them, because they chill at their own private, secluded beach homes all the time. Anyway, be smart around Oliver. He's got a way of getting what he wants without you realizing it. And that's all I'll say.
Positivo.
Sure. Have fun in the shark tank. And don't worry, even they call it that.
I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural beauty of this planet, not our amenities.
There are millions of planets out there. People can go to any one of them. The resort facilities are precisely what we bring to the table. Heck, it's the only thing we've really got to offer.
I don't want to risk us coming off as just another artificial, shady, trash-filled dump like Neon. That's not who we are. We've got something special here. We should embrace that.
Blom's right.
Thank you.
We don't want to compete with Neon. Bayou's ruthless. He'll do anything he can to eliminate the competition. We don't need that kind of trouble. That being said, I think there's a middle ground. Maybe build up the beachfront at a boardwalk amusement park. I've had this idea to build artificial hot springs, that sort of thing.
Sounds good. I'll look into what that will cost us and we can circle back around to this.
What's not to love about this planet?
Come on, mate. Loads more interesting things to do outside. No need to mill about in here. We'll make some time for you, but keep it quick, yeah? Not quite. We just don't answer to the Freestar Collective or the United Colonies. Makes things easier. We don't pay any taxes, we don't need to follow their laws. All the benefits, none of the drawbacks. And no one minds, because half the politicians and other big shots love vacationing here. Works for everyone. No, of course not. There's several more. We're just the ones who show up day to day. The others spend their time lazing on the beach or gallivanting off-world. Doesn't bother me, though. Less cooks in the kitchen means I get to make all the big decisions around here. Seems to be working out for us just fine. I am. And you must be the diplomat Jiro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm going to cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the aliens, up there, causing all sorts of problems for our resort. You like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might actually attract more tourism. Come see the aliens! We run a premier resort getaway here. We can't have our guests concocting stories about some budgy old ship hanging around up there. As it is, we've had to reroute our luxury liners around the other side of the planet on entry so no one sees it. It's bad for business. We need to nip this in the bud and take care of it before the tourists catch on and cause a scene. You'd be surprised what people fall for. Locally sourced island fruit essences, for instance. It's just the same old fruits brought over from Earth ages ago, but we get nearly 10 times the market for them. But you're right, no one's gonna buy aliens. Remind me to fire the marketing team. So tell me, what's the actual deal with this massive eyesore of a ship, besides scaring people away? Well, that's something. Shame we can't just tell them kindly to bugger off. Something tells me that's not going to work. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Oh, minha filha, você...
Maybe not.
Você precisa sumir.
What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do. We own this planet, they don't. Here at Paradiso, we don't like leaving things to chance. Who knows what these people will do with their land? Imagine the landscaping disasters they might come up with, and how that might mar the satellite imagery of the planet in our brochures. No, much better to assimilate them into our culture if they come here to live, rather than leave it to chance. And that's within your right. But as the CEO of Paradiso Group, I'm the one who has to make and approve decisions around here, not you. So, as much as I appreciate your feedback, it's not in the best interest of the Paradiso Group to take it into account. It's not our responsibility to bear the brunt of that cost. We're being more than generous by offering the use of our engineering team to help install it. A custom grav drive can't come cheap, and I assume they have neither the monetary means nor the connections to get a hold of that kind of technology. That leaves the only other party in this negotiation. You. Oh, I didn't say that specifically. This would be a mutual contract for room and board in exchange for services rendered. Of course, there's no telling how long this arrangement will last, given the substantial costs we'd need to take on in order to accommodate them here, including their continued room and board. But this may save the resort on operating costs in the long term, as we'd be able to let go of some of our current paid staff. And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain? They'd be hard-pressed to defend their claim in any courts. Our charter goes back years. It was registered with both the UC and Freestar Collective, per the Centaurus Proclamation. We may be outside the settled systems, but that charter's official as can be. I'm sorry, but you're going to need to be the one to break the news to them that they need to make a compromise or leave. I have no idea, because I'm not suggesting anything of the sort. But it's a wonder that old ship made it all the way here in such a relatively short time. Must have really been pushing themselves. An engineer friend of mine told me once that the reactors on those old ships have a tendency to self-destruct if they overload. Of course, their engineers must have taken great care not to push it too far. Someone would likely have to override the safety systems in the reactor computer. But
Esses caras, velho.
We better be talking super duper hypothetically here.
Right. Assuming they agree to the terms, I've got a list of resources you'll need to gather and bring back so we can support the new arrivals. We'll need to improve our lodging and infrastructure. plus account for future projects to support an increased population. Don't care how you procure them, just make sure to bring them here with you before we can consider this a done deal.
No good choices here. I mean, better a beggar in literal paradise than starving in the stars. At least that's what I'll tell myself.
Right. On behalf of the Paradiso Group, we appreciate your help.
Bando de rato.
Enjoy your stay, knowing you're in our capable hands.
Minha filha, meu filho, né? Não é assim que você anda. Mas é daquela forma, né? Uma vez o jogo da Bethesda, sempre o jogo da Bethesda.
Home sweet home.
We're clear.
Stay in orbit or jump. Your call. And we're locked in.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting. The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that. Just stay out of trouble.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
I know Captain Brackenridge has essentially given you free rein to wander the ship, but security will still be watching you closely. I hope you understand, given we have so little experience with people from the outside. It pays to take security seriously, something I understand much better now than in my youth.
No matter the outcome, I won't let my crew down. Now that you're here, I can finally give my crew a chance at a new life. What's the good word?
Atenção, senhoras e senhores, é nós que voa pro chão.
Na velocidade.
Na velocidade de
Then
um
I'd need to
D5.
know what that catch is before I could form an opinion.
Não, isso tem que ser título de live, de alguma coisa que você for fazer.
That doesn't sound so bad. My crew will need to get used to
E
working
aí,
for a living
bugando tanto
anyway.
quanto tá bugando na
This
internet?
seems
Não.
agreeable. Is that all?
Literalmente o meu jogo tá tipo sendo extremamente tranquilo, velho.
Ó, eu vou falar um hot take agora. É só
I'm
eu
not
que
sure what we
acho
can spare.
que mais da metade da galera que tá com o jogo bugado, as configurações devem estar irregulares?
O quê?
É só
And
eu
I'm
que acho
telling
que
you
metade da
that I'm
galera
not sure we
que
can
tá com o
spare
jogo
anything at
bugado
this
no
point.
Starfield ou em outros jogos, eu suspeito que os PCs também não estão
Unfortunately,
regulares.
we just don't have any
capaz.
resources to spare. As you can imagine, our ancestors were not able to bring many excess supplies. Oh my, I hope that's not the impression I'm giving. I assure you, it's simply a matter of not knowing what we can spare right now. I'll work on figuring it out. Tell you what, talk to Daisuke, and he'll get you what we can spare. If you succeed, we'll see about finding some other ways to repay you as well. Thank you.
Ok. Foi melhor do que eu esperava. Eu tô numa nave que veio da Terra. A história é maravilhosa, saca só.
Vai lá.
É. Estamos em 2330 e alguma coisa. Essa nave saiu da Terra em 2100, mais ou menos. É uma generation ship. Que quer dizer que, tipo, os filhos dos filhos dos filhos dos filhos daquelas pessoas são quem comandam a nave para chegar no planeta que eles queriam colonizar, porque a Terra, em 2150 mais ou menos, perdeu sua atmosfera. Ela literalmente é uma pedra no espaço, uma terra no espaço.
Olha, de vários fins que tiveram a Terra, seja no Orfrango com uma bomba que destruiu a biosfera, e o Wally. É igual o pessoal perguntando, mas por que a Terra é tão diferente? Eu falei, joga uma bomba que ferra a biosfera inteira e larga uns 200 anos pra tentar se reconstruir.
Basicamente.
E o que acontece?
Basicamente. E aí o que aconteceu foi que essa nave, 200 anos depois, chegou num planeta que uma corporação fez um spa, tá ligado? E aí eles chegaram falando, então, mas a gente tem direito de tipo, colonizar esse planeta. E os caras do spa falaram, não! Corporações, cara.
É no Elite Dangerous tinha coisa pior?
There.
Sim.
Oh. Nice to meet you. And that's true. As you can imagine, everyone kind of just knows each other around here. Meeting new people isn't really a thing for us. Yeah, I know. It's funny, though. All our lives, nothing could prepare us for this. We were born into a universe where we legitimately thought we were the only people in existence. Anyway, sorry for freezing up before. I just didn't expect our visitor from the outside to stop by and chat with me. I figured, if anything, you'd be with the captain. I'm Dice K, the ship's provisions manager. I'm not sure what I can offer you, but if I can help, I will. And if not, I'm happy just to talk. We manage. I know back on Earth, there used to be stores all over the place. Some that even specialize in specific types of goods, if you can imagine. But here, this is it. We have very limited supplies. Most of our stuff is recycled. Even the food. In a roundabout way. If you know what I mean. It works out for the most part. Because it has to. You'll sense a running theme with that around here.
Só fazer uma coisa. Pronto.
Oh yeah, she sent me a message. I have everything for you right here. It's all we can spare, so I sure hope you come through for us. Need anything else?
O que você me deu? 8 selantes e fibra. Jesus Christ, eu preciso de lítio, ferro... Ah, você me deu ferro também, maravilha. Ah, ele me deu tudo, na verdade.
Take care.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien.
Uma das minhas opções é destruir a nave, mas eu não vou destruir a nave. Os caras demoraram 200 anos pra chegar aqui.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
E eu quero uma shotgun igual a sua, Joe.
Hey.
Deep Recon, Space Helmet, and Authentic Modifiers.
Careful waving that fancy gun.
Como eu estou alone in the house, então eu estou fazendo o procedimento duplo. É desmolhar a louça e fazer minha janta com chá. Aí amanhã eu vou comprar uma coisinha pra me ajudar, porque nesse calor eu passei mal pra caralho ontem.
E você vai comprar?
Undocking complete, Captain.
Yakult.
Ah, bom. Pera, tem como é que eu faço pra... Pera aí, eu vou docar novamente com a nave dos caras. Porque eu preciso caminhar até o negócio de recursos da minha nave.
We have a clean dock, right on the money.
Todo mundo reunido aqui? Seus brocha.
Ô, brocha!
O que eu preciso? Ferro.
Você levar ferro?
Preciso levar ferro, mano. Deixa eu ver se eu tenho ferro suficiente. Não tenho ferro suficiente. Maravilha.
Vai essa raba nunca.
Começamos bem. O que mais que eu preciso?
Fé.
Selante, fibra, lítio. Lítio eu devo ter.
Como é que é a mineração e a obtenção de recursos no Starfield?
Você vai nos planetas que você encontrar os recursos. Você tem uma ferramenta de mineração. E tem nódulos específicos que você pode... minerar. Eu já tenho lítio suficiente? Tenho, maravilha. Selante e fibra. Vamos lá. Selante e fibra. Selante e fibra. Selante e fibra. Selante. E fibra. Puta, não tem quase nada. Bom. Por enquanto, vou deixar todos os recursos na nave. Precisamos fazer uma pequena exploração.
É parecido com o No Man's Sky pra ir com a nave e tudo?
Mais ou menos. Você pode andar na sua nave quando você está em lugar seguro. Você não pode pousar em qualquer lugar.
Now that we have a moment, it's time to figure out the details of our little bet.
Já morreu quantas vezes?
Sarah, not this again.
Não morri nenhuma vez por enquanto. Mostrar recursos. O que vocês têm? Vocês têm água, chlorine, lithium e cesium. Onde vocês têm lithium?
É só procurar no álbum de Evanescence.
Boa. Chlorine. Extreme environment. That doesn't sound right. Água. Bom, água tem pra caralho nesse planeta. Deixa eu ver. Onde eu posso ir? Porrima 3. Eu vou pra Porrima 3.
Telling you, there's no point in sitting on that wager.
So you intend to stick with the ridiculous notion that the beer served at the hitching post is
Better than
Vamos escanear essa merda. Aqui nós temos água, hélio, alumínio, clorine, lítio. Mas onde tem lítio? Science Outpost, Industrial Outpost, Red Mile.
Okay. Tá bom.
Operators. tem aqui mesmo? Alumínio, né? Alumínio que eu quero. Se eu for pra cá.
It's better than Madame Sauvage's place. Hands down.
You must have been.
Ai meu Deus, eu tô adorando. O povo ficando puto com mods de Baldur's Gate porque estão fazendo alguns personagens ficarem mais fisicamente atraentes. Dá vontade de olhar pro Skyrim. Dá vontade de olhar pro Skyrim encarando o Baldur's Gate assim. First time.
Cada um seus lerê, né, mano? Uma bobeira também. É igual os mods de embelezamento do Mass Effect. Cada um com as suas preferências, pô.
Landing gear is ready. Site is clear. Time to land this one.
I looked you were trying to land the other ticket. Otherwise, that ain't good.
Pra dar a real
One
satisfação.
day we're going to system hop and test your theory.
Cara, você descobre quando o Shepard é nerfado. Por causa do gráfico.
É, gráfico de 2000 bolinha, na verdade.
Não, sim, eu não vou fazer crítica. Pra época, mano, desculpa.
Tem uma nave ali.
Lá vai.
Então, os caras estão pousando perto de mim aqui. Qual é? O que temos aqui?
O famoso perdeu o nome.
Vamos ver. Opa, ferro.
Lá vamos nós.
Tem muito ferro no chão aqui. Eu teria que fazer uma base para minerar.
Uma estação temporária?
Não, um outpost para ficar minerando para mim mesmo.
Ah, você deixa um outpost pelo... É uma coisa que a gente poderia fazer no SA, especialmente em estação planetária.
Não vale a pena, porque é a gente que minera. Não é a mesma coisa que aqui. Aqui, tipo assim, você põe lá a estação. Vai ter gente sua, né, os NPCs, que vão ficar trabalhando naquela estação pra você.
Ah, tá, com NPC, achei que fosse automatizado. Mas falar nisso, eu tenho que voltar a botar minha mão em script pra ver como é que é Autominer, porque desde o update dizem que a Autominer ficou muito mais fácil agora.
Então, dá pra você fazer Autominer de boa, mas só tem que, né, ver como que é. Ship Landing Site. Os caras pousaram ali na frente.
Acho que eu vou fazer um...
Eita porra, eles não são amigos.
Vamos lá, põe seu treino de...
O cara level 26, mano.
Ah, achou o jogador?
Não, é NPC. Não tem jogador, não. Porque é multiplayer. Não é no multiplayer, não. Granada Batislava! São dois caras level 26? Não, um é 18.
Dois caras
O cara level 26 foi o primeiro a morrer, velho. Garoto. Morreu.
Deixa eu só ouvir um áudio que talvez eu vá me arrepender. Espera só um minuto.
Até 2 não paga, hein?
Eu tinha razão, eu ia me arrepender.
E aí, cara? Level 16. Nova Blast Disruptor. Achei uma arma nova. Deixa eu ver o que esse maluco level 26 tinha. Créditos, munição. Munição, CQBX. Isso é droga de... Combat Enhancement. Mais ferro.
Not quite like being in an oven, but not too far off either.
Chegou a parte boa. O pessoal vai trocar o turno por esse 15 minutos mais cedo.
Boa.
Já.
Ok. No. Oh, we'll see what you have for us. Ship landing site, acho que foi lá que eu estava. Vamos seguir esse rumo aqui. Tem alguma coisa pra lá? Tem mais ferro aqui.
Scanner is Constellation's best friend.
Ferro minerado. Geological feature. Oh. As pedras esverdeadas aqui. Ah. Interessante. O que é aquele azulado ali? Isso é bem estranho. caralho. Survey. Tem umas estruturas pra lá. Eu vou andar naquela direção. Pegando o ferro que eu achar no meio do caminho pra completar essa missão. Vou aproveitar para levar um extra para a base também. Essa área é rica em gazélio. Com certeza dá para fazer um outpostzinho aqui para ficar minerando essas coisas. Não tô vendo mais nenhum minério de ferro no caminho. E cá estamos. Deserted Ecliptic Garrison. It's not deserted at all. Contractor. Eu os convido a participarem da nossa brincadeira gostosa.
Don't need a gun to take you. I've got
Você tem a granada. O cara veio na machadinha, velho. Caralho, quanta gente. Vocês têm um mech. Ok. Isso se tornou mais perigoso do que eu precisava que fosse. Por que você tem que usar roupa parecida com a deles? Vai, granada. E lá você foi um mecha.
Qual mecha?
Tinha um mech atirando aqui em mim, um robozinho.
Robozinho.
Tem mais um ainda. Afundar o dedo nesse filho da puta.
Ah, mete o dedo. Até o talo. Alô.
Tá quase.
Opa.
Pronto, foi o talo.
Delícia.
Delícia. Tô com várias baletas de sniper. Deixa eu aproveitar. Ih, meu brother caiu aqui? Caiu.
Thanks. Don't mention this bit to Cora. She worries enough.
Na verdade, eu ainda tenho essa arma. Olá, senhor. Me empresta as coisas que você tem.
Você disse essa arma?
Você acredita em armas?
Olha, acredito. Inclusive, elas podem tirar a minha vida. Ou a sua.
Mentira! Não se tira a vida de algo que já tá morto. Ai! Pronto, levaste tiro.
Levaste tiro. Eu vou terminar outro grupo em outro idioma.
Oh, boa sorte, senhor.
Thanks. I think.
Leader. Screwdrivers. Ui! Ah, vocês têm uma navezinha interessante aqui. Comunica. Hã? De onde? Cadê tu?
Feeling that's not Chunk's takeout thing out there. Chunks.
Neurojack. Munição. O que vocês têm aqui? Manequim. O que você tem? Deep mining, deep mining, deep mining. Nada que eu queira. Jogo? Por favor, não faça essas coisas. Em teoria, eu limpei a área. Ouço tiros. Ah, tem mais idiotas aqui. Model S. High level ainda por cima. Robozinho down. Tem mais um. Caraca, o maluco é level 42, fi. Aí sim, hein? Agora o pai fez merda. Deixa eu me curar. Em último caso, eu saio correndo. Foi morto. Granada Batslava. Vocês também jogam granadas? Então eu também jogo granada. Foi quase no malandrão. Level 20 e poucos. Hoje não!
Your time's coming up.
Osmium Dagger. Gray utility jumpsuit, manifold. Neocit Pocho. Não preciso disso, velho. Morto! caralho. Não, porra, não era pra você... Ok, eu adoro baixa gravidade, mas aí é demais. Puta, o cara levou 40 e poucos, brother. Porra. A bomba nuclear que eu soltei no malandro. A academia tava cheia de corno, puta que pariu. Ah, então estava sendo uma academia normal? Caraca, um maluco não leva dano! Granada Batislava. Mano, você tá sozinho. O que você tá falando? Meu amigo, você era uma esponja de dano.
One ecliptic base taken care of, just a million to go. Hey, there's the ship. Wave to Cora. Hi, Cora.
Huh? Bolster, superior, something. Base. De base foi os malandros. As ferramentas. As roupas deles são legais. Dos Ecliptics. Caverna ali, que provavelmente liga com o restante da outra base. Xenogrub.
Might stink to high heaven, but it's all part of the job.
Caramba, ainda tem nego aqui. Hoje não, senhor, hoje não.
Hey, secret passage. What would Ecliptic be doing with us?
Caralho, de onde você saiu, truta? O maluco tava se escondendo, brother. Temos aqui US Navy Armored Fatigues. Que é o predinho que a gente olhou a primeira vez. Uma airlock que não funciona, porque o outro lado está aberto. Eu subi já nesses predinhos. Ali eu não sei se eu subi. Acho que ali também, não sei. Ali era uma base grande dos Ecliptic. Robôs que a gente matou. Eu já estive aqui já. Já estive ali, que é uma nave. Eu acho que eu estou limpo já. Acredito que aqui já foi tudo. Pronto. Pelo menos do ferro eu já tenho tudo. Mas eu não acho ruim pegar mais. Afinal de contas, eu também uso ferro. Créditos, antimicrobial. Negócio de gás ali. Running while encumbered. Oh, agora eu estou cheio. Bom, a nave está quase ali, então. Só mais um pouquinho de ferro e aí eu já pulo pra nave. Carrying too much and can't fast travel. Prontinho, de volta à nave.
Love the smell of getting back into the harness.
Just here for...
Primeira coisa, equipamento. Ah, essa da Ecliptic é bem melhor. Muito melhor. Caraca, nem se compara. Mochila, vou continuar usando essa. Capacete. Uma proteção bem melhor também. Não gosto das cores, mas... fazer o quê? Navy Armored Fatigues. Eu gosto do jeitão. Continuarei usando meu chapéuzinho. Armas. Eagle. Eu peguei um pouquinho mais de munição para você. Talvez eu te use ali na frente. Equinox, eu gostaria muito de desmontar, mas eu vou guardar essas duas armas no meu arsenal. Apesar que eu acho que vai tudo pro negócio da nave do mesmo jeito. Ai, eu preciso me livrar desses lixos. Arma eu não peguei nada de novo. Armadura eu peguei uma nova. Capacete novo também. Usei munição pra caralho. Ok, peguei bastante recurso também. Então, vamos lá. Recursos. Tá? Tudo pra nave. Começando a ficar meio entupido na nave, eu vou começar a vender coisas. Ferro eu já tenho o suficiente, só não tá comigo. Preciso de lítio. Mas primeiro, eu passei de nível 2 vezes e não coloquei meus pontos ainda. Rank 2 está disponível. Rank 2 está disponível. Mas para tudo? Rank 2. Eu tô com tudo no Rank 2 disponível, legal. Ah, menos aqui. Get more rare inorganic resources from surface objects. Yes, please. Ah, nosso inventário tá bem melhor. Ok. Pegamos um tantinho bom de ferro. Você é um gigante que eu uso, não adianta nada eu ir lá. Água, lítio. O Rima 4 tem lítio. Aqui também deveria ter lítio. Deixa eu ver onde eu posso encontrar lítio exatamente. Rima 2. Rima 2B. Temperado. Thinsuit. Tem que ver onde eu consigo fibra também. Shipping crates. O que temos aqui, Solventes.
Sam, last month, did you explore that system I asked about? I was expecting a report.
Well, I meant to, but then I caught an SOS and it led to this whole goose chase.
So, did you do it?
No, I mean, I meant to, but then it became this whole thing. An ambassador was involved.
How about I just assign it to someone else then?
Celantes.
That may be best.
O que você tem de recursos? Survey data says nothing. So fuck you. O Rima 2. Pior que eles têm coisas diferentes, aparentemente. O Rima 2, aí você tá falando do planeta. Eu quero saber. Da luazinha. Não. Nada lá. Pau. Tem prata. Porra, tem de tudo nessa merda aqui. Weapon Station, Science Outpost.
Hello. This is Mrs. Whitmore's 6th grade class. We are having a problem and need help. Oh, thank you. The school district is supposed to do maintenance on the ships. But our grav drive's cracked and leaking helium-3. The ship can't jump right now. What's helium-3? Helium-3 is a stable isotope of helium that is used as fuel for grav drives, Tashi. What's a grav drive? You know what a grav drive is. Or you should. You wrote a paper on it. I'm not sure Billy does know what a grav drive is. Class, please, talk quietly amongst yourselves. This is important. Do you have any extra ship parts?
Eu acredito que sim.
Let me see. Mrs. Whitmore, who are you talking to? Is it a pirate? Pirates? There are pirates? What? No. No pirates. Everyone is safe.
That's not a fact.
Whoa. Do you have a gun? Have you killed pirates? There are so few rangers. I've never met one. You see? The range is going to keep us and everyone safe. Thank you. Now, everyone, settle down. The driver said ship parts should be sufficient for us to repair our ship.
10. Eu acho que eu tenho.
Thank you so much. Stay safe out there. Class, we'll be leaving shortly. Everyone buckle in.
Ah, there they go. Ok, Porrima. O que você tem? Eu realmente preciso de lítio. Science Outpost, Weapon Station. Deixa eu pousar nesse posto científico aqui.
Landing site looks fine. Let's set it down.
One little rip and it's all over. So be careful.
Pobre. Água. Água, cobre. Tem aqui. O científico fica pra lá. Hipotermia. Não tem ninguém aqui. Ah,
I'm
tem uma
expecting
pessoa.
a shipment of goods tomorrow, but I still have plenty of stuff in stock. Finally, a customer who won't talk my ear off about their research. All right, here's what I've got.
Recursos. O que o senhor tem de recurso? Selante. Comprar tudo que você tem. Cosmetic. Biopressure. Acho que vai ser só que eu vou comprar de
Thanks for the
vocês.
chat.
I'm glad someone came along. We could really use your help. We were out on patrol when corrosive vapor started to spew out of cracks in the ground. We all got out of there as fast as we could. All of us. Except one. He must have gotten hurt in all of the chaos. We need you to bring him back. Can you do this for us? Thank you so much. Please, be careful. Right. Back to it.
Você está tão preocupada que você está voltando ao seu trabalho.
I can't believe you'd risk your life for us. Thank you.
Porque tá trancado. Eu quero. Por que vocês me odeiam? Whoa, whoa.
That first shock of cold. Is it weird that I like it?
E aí, galera?
You the new lab rat?
Okay. Hello.
Oh, o outro me chamando de rato do laboratório. Mano, sai daí. Excelente, eu preciso disso. Engraçado como o selante não é considerado roubo, mas toda e outra qualquer coisa. Metabólico também. Vou pegar. Transforme na minha frente. Ele está a 700 metros daqui. Argon. Calma, Joe. Só passando. Lítio! Olá! Finalmente. O que temos aqui? Caçamba. Storybox com créditos. Eu não vou roubar esse pessoal. Os caras estão só de boa trabalhando. Aqui não é o Rio de Janeiro. Cobre. Eu vi lítio. Lítio, lítio. Ó, cavernas. Mais gases terrestres. Água. Mais água. Cobre. Ai, me delete o jogo. Me delete o que eu tô precisando. Pobre. Mais Argon. Hopper. Caves. Quem é você?
I don't take photos of people. Sorry. Whoa, what the? Oh, you nearly scared me to death. I never encounter anyone while I'm out here. I'm trying to find photos for a contest. It was either this or another chunks ball. If you like this place, then you might also like the last place I was at.
Ok. Season. Como que eu minero essas coisas? Harvest. Isso aqui também? Ah! Quem diria? Lítio. Caralho, tem lítio. Tem lítio pra caralho aqui.
Find anything?
O cara também ali. Hã? Tinha achado alguma outra coisa aqui. Cadê? Marine. Eu vi você brilhando douradinho, mano. Hã? Ah, ouro. Muito bom.
Little help here. Please. Worth a shot. Ah, that's much better. Thank you. We should get out of here. You lead the way.
Nós sairemos daqui, mas só depois que eu terminar. níquel. E não foi pouco, não. Marine. Eu já escaneei isso? Já. Eu não sei o que eu não escaneei. Ah, os recursos já foram todos. Ok.
Pardon.
Pardon. Are you sophisticated? Pronto, Márcio, o brother já tá entregue aí, ó. Aí, ó. Ó o brother. O brother já tá aí, ó.
We are all breathing a sigh of relief around here now that we are all back together. Thank you. Here, take this for your trouble. It's the best I can do. Stay safe out there.
Créditos, dinheiro.
The postgrads burn through it like it's their job.
Eu diria que foi uma ótima missão. Tem mais algum lugar para explorar por aqui? Desconhecido. Em termos de recursos, eu já fiz tudo. Temos água. Mais água, mais água e mais água. Cobre. Cara, eu não peguei tanto cobre assim, eu vou pegar um pouco mais. Green, copper. Água. Água. Mais água. Vamos ver o que temos ali para cima. Opa, lítio. Mais água. Opa, mais lítio. Cobre. Vou pegar mais um pouquinho. Deixa eu ver como é que eu tô no meu inventário. Sai do scanner. 122 de 160. Mais uma caverna. Mas eu não vou explorar essa caverna agora não. Hoje você fica, caverna. Cobre e água. Vou explorar aquele pontinho e vou voltar para a nave. Vou procurar algum lugar para vender os meus apetrechos. Acho que aqui vai ser mais uma caverna. É, mais uma caverna. Ok. De volta à naveta.
Ready for takeoff in 3, 2, 1, go!
Achieving orbit now.
Mapa. Eu acho que... eu não vendi nada em Paradiso ainda, eu vou aproveitar. Pousar em Paradiso. Aproveito para vender meus trecos aqui.
Looks like organics aren't going to be a problem here.
Mas de qualquer forma, por hoje vai ser só, pessoal. Amanhã eu tô de volta, provavelmente com mais Rainbow Six Siege. E estamos de volta também durante o feriado. Durante o feriado eu vou estar aqui e vou fazer stream. Uma boa noite, bom descanso para todo mundo, um bom restante de semana e até amanhã.